What does it mean to truly trust and respect someone? And how do these concepts align with Stoic principles? When we think about the foundations of our relationships, two vital elements often come to mind: trust and respect. These are the cornerstones of any meaningful human connection, allowing us to navigate our interactions with integrity and understanding. Now, let's turn our attention to Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that champions four core principles: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Each of these principles, in their own way, underpin the values of trust and respect. Wisdom guides us in discerning who to trust. Courage emboldens us to give and earn respect. Justice reinforces the fair application of these values. And temperance, the moderation of our emotions, ensures we don't hastily bestow or withdraw our trust and respect. As we embark on this journey of understanding, let us delve into the 9 things that, according to Stoicism, are not to be trusted or respected. The first 3 principles we will discuss are deceit, arrogance, and lack of self-control. Let's delve into these, shall we? Firstly, we have deceit, a principle that Stoics find most untrustworthy. Deceit is the act of intentionally misleading others by presenting false information as truth. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." Deceit disturbs the natural order of things by presenting a skewed view of reality. It is a sign of a weak character, one that Stoics warn us against trusting. Next, we come to arrogance. Arrogance, as the Stoics see it, is an inflated sense of one's importance or abilities. It is a denial of one's own fallibility. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca warned against arrogance by saying, "Arrogance is the obstruction of wisdom." Arrogance blinds individuals to their own shortcomings and impedes personal growth. It's a trait that Stoics advise us to neither respect nor trust. Lastly, we have the principle of lack of self-control. Stoics believe in the virtue of discipline and self-control. They value the ability to govern one's desires and impulses. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most recognized Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Lack of self-control hence is seen as a weakness, a surrender of one's power over their own mind. It is a principle that Stoics caution us against respecting. These 3 principles, deceit, arrogance, and lack of self-control, are seen as signs of weak character according to Stoic philosophy. They are traits that Stoics advise us not to trust or respect. They teach us the importance of honesty, humility, and self-discipline in building a strong, virtuous character. Remember, as we navigate through the complexities of life, it is crucial to understand these principles. They guide us in deciding who to trust, who to respect, and ultimately, how to live a virtuous life. These are just the first 3 principles. Let's move on to the next 3. Our next 3 principles revolve around dishonesty, ungratefulness, and disrespect for others. These principles serve as a stark contrast to the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Let's begin with dishonesty. In the realm of Stoicism, dishonesty is seen as an affront to wisdom. Wisdom, as the Stoics saw it, is the knowledge of things as they truly are. It's about understanding the world in its raw, unfiltered essence. Dishonesty, on the other hand, is an act of deception. It's a distortion of reality, a blemish on the face of truth. It stands in direct opposition to the virtue of wisdom, and as such is something the Stoics would urge us to avoid. Next, let's discuss ungratefulness. This principle is in direct conflict with the virtue of temperance. Temperance, in the Stoic perspective, is about appreciating what one has and not desiring more than is necessary. It's about finding contentment in the present moment and not yearning for things beyond our reach. Ungratefulness, however, is a sign of discontent. It's a reflection of an insatiable appetite for more, a hunger that no amount of possessions or achievements can satisfy. This lack of appreciation for what one has is a stark violation of the virtue of temperance. Lastly, we have disrespect for others. This principle goes against the virtue of justice. Justice, according to the Stoics, is about treating others with fairness and respect. It's about acknowledging the inherent worth of every individual and valuing their rights and dignity. Disrespect for others, however, is a blatant disregard for this virtue. It's a failure to recognize the worth of other individuals, an act of devaluation that the Stoics would deem unacceptable. Understanding these principles gives us a clearer understanding of Stoic philosophy. Let's proceed to the final three. The final three principles are cruelty, lack of humility, and greed. So let's delve into these one by one, starting with cruelty. The Stoics believed in harmony, and cruelty is the antithesis of that. It is the intentional infliction of suffering on others, a clear violation of the Stoic principle of mutual respect and kindness. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In essence, choosing cruelty as a response is a betrayal of our own rationality and humanity. Moving on to the second principle, lack of humility. Humility is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's about recognizing our place in the grand scheme of things, understanding that we're part of a larger whole. When people lack humility, they place themselves above others, acting as if they're the center of the universe. This is a stark contradiction to the Stoic belief in universal brotherhood and equality. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, eloquently stated, "We were born to work together like feet, hands and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural." Finally, greed. Greed is the insatiable desire for more, often at the expense of others. It's an unending pursuit that leaves no room for contentment or appreciation of what one has. The Stoics saw this as a form of self-imposed slavery, a departure from the path of virtue and tranquility. As Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, noted, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." These final three principles, cruelty, lack of humility and greed, are behaviors that the Stoics cautioned us to avoid, not only in others but also in ourselves. They disrupt harmony, inflate egos, and breed dissatisfaction, making them unworthy of our trust or respect. Now that we've covered all 9 principles, let's summarize what we've learned. We've journeyed through the 9 things that, according to Stoicism, should not be trusted or respected. We've delved into the depths of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and how they form the bedrock of trust and respect. Think back to the principles we've discussed: the insatiable pursuit of wealth, the deceit of manipulation, the illusion of fame, the pitfall of vanity, the folly of blind obedience, the deceit of flattery, the danger of arrogance, the trap of complacency, and the harm of ignorance. These are the 9 things that Stoicism warns us against trusting or respecting. These principles are not just philosophical musings, but practical guides for life. They remind us that true respect and trust are earned through virtuous actions and ethical behavior, not through vain pursuits or manipulative tactics. In the end, Stoicism teaches us to value virtue above all else, for it is the key to trust, respect, and a life well lived.